Welcome to this tutorial on how to add an item using OMEKA. OMEKA is a digital repository. That is, it holds computer files, files of photos and letters and anything that you're digitizing. Now, the key to a well-organized OMEKA site is describing the items that are in your collection or your repository. So we need to understand two things. First, metadata. Metadata are data about other data, which is very meta. What we are trying to capture in metadata are attributes of the items that are in a collection, like what is the item? Is it a photo? Is it a painting? Is it a voice recording? In order to bring some rationality to these kinds of descriptions, some folks got together a few years ago and created something called Dublin Core. Dublin Core is a standard set of attributes that describe an item. The standardization then allows you to go from collection to collection and have a common understanding about the descriptions that have been created within different repositories. Dublin Core is an important element of the OMEKA interface. It is what OMEKA operates off of. There are about a dozen attributes in the standard Dublin Core, and we're going to go through a few of the definitions, but if you go to the OMEKA website, you can find a long list of the Dublin Core attributes. So now we'll move on to adding an item to an OMEKA repository. Here we are at the OMEKA dashboard, and we're ready to add an item to our repository. So over here on the left, we're going to click on Items. And this is a new collection, so you can see we don't have any items in here yet. So I'm going to click on Add an Item. And here we are at the Dublin Core page, and this is where you're going to be creating your metadata. So we have elements like title. So the example I'm going to use here is a picture of the research station at Santa Rosa Island. So I can put that in there as my title. The subject here might be research stations. I can create a description. I might put in the name of the photographer or the source of that photo. There are about a dozen different attributes. You may use some or all of these in creating your collection, but these are the standards that are used in the field. So let's see how to add a file. So this is going to look pretty familiar to you if you've ever uploaded a file. So you click on Choose a File, and I'm going to choose a file of the bunkhouse. Now, a couple of things. If you click this box, this image will go public on the OMEKA website. Until you click that box, only people who are part of your project are going to be able to see this. If you click this box Featured, that will put it onto the front page of your OMEKA site. I don't want that right now, so I'm going to leave that off. The other thing that you can do from here is select a collection that you want to add this to. So maybe collection A is all of the research stations that I have in my repository. Well, I can click on that, and it's going to drop this file into that particular collection. Here, there are a couple of other things that you can do that would be common sorts of things. You can add tags. This is just like adding tags in anything that you might use. Maybe you use Facebook. You type in tags. You tag your friends. Here's a place where you can do that same sort of thing, and then that becomes a searchable attribute for a user of your collection. The final thing that you'll want to take a look at is the item type metadata. Here's where you're going to indicate what exactly this thing is. So in this case, it's a photograph or a still image. So we'll click on still image. And then it'll ask you a couple of questions. If it's an actual physical photograph, then you might note down the original image size. In our case, all we're going to indicate is that this was originally a JPEG file. So we'll put that in there, add the item, and we now have an item in our collection. It's about as easy as that.